Forrest Gump is a character tossed about through history by the hands of fate. His life is like a box of chocolates, and he doesn't know which one he's going to get. So the opening and closing images of Forrest Gump are a feather in the wind. Citizen Kane opens with the no trespassing sign at Xanadu, and shows us Kane's last words. The closing image finally reveals what Rosebud meant, and then finishes with this bookend. Titanic is about a search deep into the past, where Rose's heart will ultimately go at the end of the movie. The idea of telling your story through an opening image that is answered by a closing image was popularized by Blake Snyder, but it actually dates to at least 1992, when Christopher Vogler wrote about it elegantly in The Writer's Journey. Now let's look past the opening image to the opening scene. In Casablanca, a man is shot in the back by the police, simply for not having the right papers, setting up the importance of the travel documents that are central to the entire plot. We get a poster of Marshal Pétain, head of the local Vichy government, and the dead man's pockets contain French resistance movement papers. In the closing scene, all of this is turned on its head. Laszlo gets his letters of transit. Another man is shot, only now it's Major Strasser, the local Nazi boss. The image of the Vichy is shown again, but thrown in the trash. And unlike the man trapped in Casablanca at the beginning, all our heroes escape. Despite all appearances, this is not a video about opening and closing images. This is a video about a more important beat that tends to happen in the first minutes of a well-told story. It's often overshadowed by opening image, but it's in there, and I call it theme shown. Hi, I'm Jonathan Stokes, and this is Raising the Stakes, Essays About Story. Let's get into it.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
In a well-constructed story, the theme should be shown to the audience within the first 5 pages. There are some screenwriting theorists who will tell you to simply have a character state the theme on page 5. This can't hurt, but we storytellers know to show, don't tell. If you can dramatize the theme by page 5, and viscerally show the moral universe your characters are going to be inhabiting, then you're cooking with grease. In When Harry Met Sally, Billy Crystal raises the theme and dramatic question of the movie in the opening sequence.
Is that men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
He quickly demonstrates his viewpoint on the matter by refusing to be friends with Meg Ryan and walking out of her life after she drops him off in New York.
Well, have a nice life.
You too.
Of course, by the end of the movie, note the book ending with Washington Square Park, Billy has a realization. He and Meg are not only lovers, but also, if we look at the last line of the movie,
Anyway, it's about old friends.
the opening scene of The Godfather is about family, respect, and vengeance. Bonacera asking the Godfather for justice for his daughter's assault.
Don Corleone, give me justice. But you don't ask with respect.
In one scene, we learn the ethos of the movie, the Godfather dispensing justice when the police and government will not. And it is these ideas of family, respect, and vengeance that will drive the story. Michael Corleone will spend the entire movie seeking vengeance for his father's shooting, and his relationship to his crime family will, in a flourish of dramatic irony, cost him his relationship with his real family. In the opening, Vito Corleone was the Godfather, running the family from the desk in his office as men kiss his ring. But now, it is Michael, who is having his ring kissed at the same desk in the same office, having become the Godfather, and become everything he once stood against. Let's look at how Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins demonstrates its theme in the opening. First, you have the opening image, bats, and the idea of fear. First scene, a young Bruce Wayne falls down a well, accidentally discovering the Batcave. In the next scene, an adult Bruce Wayne wakes up from this recurring nightmare, so we know the fear of bats has haunted him for his entire life.
Dream. Nightmare.
The adult Bruce Wayne seeks wisdom from his new mentor, Ra's al Ghul, who, like many mentors, tells him the theme of the movie.
To manipulate the fears in others, you must first master your own.
In the very next scene, young Bruce Wayne, in flashback, wakes from his recurring bat nightmare.
The bats again?
And talks to another mentor figure, his father.
You know why they attacked you, don't you? They were afraid of you.
Afraid of me?
All creatures feel fear.
Even the scary ones.
Especially the scary ones.
If anyone in the audience still isn't getting the theme, Christopher Nolan isn't finished yet. In the next sequence, young Bruce attends an opera that features performers masquerading as bats. Frightened, Bruce asks his parents to leave the opera early.
Can we go?
They do, only to be shot in an alley by a mugger, who, by the way, fires his gun out of fear. Thus, Bruce's fear of bats led directly to his parents' murder, the defining moment of his life.
Don't be afraid.
And once he confronts his fear of bats, these formative events will lead to his persona of Batman and his obsession with fighting crime.
To conquer fear, you must become fear. You must bask in the fear of other men.
Remember the opening image? Here's the closing image.
Nice.
The bat is no longer a symbol of fear to Batman, but a symbol of hope for the city of Gotham.
You really started something.
And as for Bruce himself, he's gone from being a frightened boy to being a hero.
We can bring Gotham back.
So think carefully about your opening image.
I'll look into it.
And don't just state your theme in dialogue on page 5. That's lazy writing.
Without sacrifice, there can be no victory. This is madness.
Show your theme in the opening scenes. If your story doesn't have a strong theme, if you're not writing about something, what are you even writing it for? And if you can bookend your movie with an elegant closing image that shows your theme, well, that's just good storytelling.